all my people back home still call me Pumpkin. And my boys still call me Head. Nobody really calls me Pumpkinhead. You know, my teachers found out that was my nickname. That's what they used to say, just to tease me, Pumpkinhead. But, you know, everybody calls me Pumpkin, or Pumpkinhead, or Head, T-Mac. You know, I can remember it like yesterday. After playing in a bunch of tournaments, playing against some of the top prospects in high school, and, you know, continuing to make a name for myself, NBA scouts coming to check me out, it was a dilemma. It was tough, because I had taken visits to Florida State, to Kentucky, Florida. I've taken visits, you know, to these colleges, and there for a minute, I wanted to go to college, but I can remember this one day, I was in my coach's office, and my mom, my grandmother, everybody wanted me to go to college. I'm like, man, coach want me to go to the NBA, and my mom, everybody wanted me to go to college. What should I do? He's like, well, Joker, not only you're going to the NBA, but you're going to sign $1 million contract with Adidas. So I'm like, oh, yeah? So I'm like, okay, Adidas, huh? $1 million contract. And then I was like, all right. I just made up my mind, just like, that's how it went. I just made up my mind, all right, I'm going to the NBA. And I decided to declare myself eligible for the NBA, and was nervous as hell because I really didn't know what to expect. Okay, I'm putting my name in the draft. What now? I probably went to 20 teams and was working out for all these teams. Regardless of how hard I worked out, I went to some teams that killed me. I was like, oh my God, this can't be how tough it is. And I must say, I was a little bit nervous. Getting ready for draft night, I was really sweating bullets. You know, it was in Charlotte, and I had my family with me, and a couple of my boys with me, and I was so nervous. I really didn't want to go out and do anything. That's just how nervous I was. And I talked to Isaiah Thomas, and he was like, if you're around, I'm going to pick you. And to hear my name, the 9th pick, that was the best.
The Toronto Raptors select Tracy McGrady from Mount Zion Christian Academy.
I was glad to see my mom and everybody, my grandmother, you know, the smiles on their faces, and knowing that, you know, I made the right decision. You know, I made the right decision to come out, not because I got drafted, but because I felt like somebody believed in me, and somebody stuck by their word. And but with that being said, I'm like, damn, I'm going to Toronto. Where the hell is that? Like, Toronto, basketball in Canada wasn't that big. It's hockey. It's a hockey place. And basketball was something new, and the fans up there really didn't understand the game of basketball. So, you know, it was some games where, you know, it was like crickets. The sound of crickets up in there. They didn't know what was going on. But I spent 3 years up there, and it was great. I was a young guy, and coming on this NBA team, and you go from the best player on the basketball court to, you know, just a talent. And, you know, you're playing with some of the best players in the world. But what I didn't understand is that I was on a young team, so I felt like I was capable of playing right away. Because my team was young, I was with Damon Stoudemire, I was with Marcus Camby. These guys are young in their careers. And I guess because my coach was old school, I was new school, we didn't have a great relationship. And I was criticized by my coach. And I still remember to this day, he said, he doesn't work hard. He won't make it in this league. He won't make it past 3 years. And that stuck with me to this day. And that was Darryl Walker. And that was just motivation. That was fuel to the fire. Playing with Vince after finding out, probably a year or two before we started playing together, that we were cousins, it gave me the opportunity to sit back and watch a young guy come into this league and blossom into a superstar. Watch how he handles the media. Watch how he handles, on a day-to-day basis, everything. And, we had a great time. Our relationship, we bonded over the years, and he made it easy for me. He made it fun. I used to just sit on the bench and just watch him on a night-to-night basis, just do something spectacular every night. As I got older, the years went by. I started playing more and started feeling more comfortable, gaining confidence. And from my first year to my third, basketball was fun. My first year, it wasn't fun. I just felt like I couldn't make a career up in Toronto at all. And if it was for me to choose of having the opportunity to play close to home, close to home, or play in this cold environment, a place that I'm really not comfortable with, and that's all it was. But of course, people are going to speculate and try to create friction between the two, and that's all that happened. And he got caught up in it, I got caught up in it, and you started believing things that people say, and that's all it was. But I called him up, we squashed that, I let him know what the deal was, and we moved on. But it was just, I got the opportunity to go home and play in front of some familiar faces, and my family is down there.
T-Mac challenging, over Robinson, behind the back. How'd you do that, T-Mac? Long pass to McGrady, look out for
It was a great decision. It really was. It gave me the opportunity to be comfortable, play in front of my family, just to be playing, suiting up every night, and to have my mom and my dad and everybody that I grew up with sitting up there watching me was the best. It also gave me that opportunity to blossom into a superstar, because Grant Hill, as we all know, didn't play due to his ankle problems, and the burden was really on me. That's when T-Mac became a superstar, so whatever you want to call it, in this league. Making an All-Star game, being on the All-NBA team, I didn't know I was going to go out there some nights and get 40, 50 points. I didn't know I was capable of doing that. In the playoffs, I did a great job of making a name for myself, playing great defense, scoring the ball, just doing everything. I got the max deal, so that right there put a lot of pressure on me to go out, and I had to produce. I had to produce right away and really show people why I was a max player. I let it go every night. I let it go.